Joe Biden spent decades warning of voter fraud. Why are the Dems trying to forget?
And TikTok and WeChat are officially banned. Woo!
Yeah!
Woo!
All that and more, only on this episode of the Midday Mumbles podcast. Welcome back to episode 46 of the Midday Mumbles podcast. I'm your host, Gage.
I'm Isaac.
We're going to be talking about a lot of things, but first off, let's jump right into this pretty interesting story. So Joe Biden, he's a presidential candidate with Kamala Harris, and he spent decades talking about voter fraud.
He's
warning.
He's a real goofy guy. You
Right.
can never know what to expect with him. He really likes to throw you for surprises. With his policy decisions, that he'll just go with whatever is cool at the time. I mean, he's kind of like a
whatever the cool
13-year-old
kids.
girl, and when everyone switches to wearing those really cool backpacks that have like the little fox thing on it, and they're really expensive for some reason, he immediately has one. He's got one right away. His parents, they give him the money. He just does it. That's Biden, but in adult form and political.
But basically, Joe Biden, he's freaking back at it again in the news. He's running for president. It doesn't matter. So basically, he has been warning people for decades on voter fraud. And now it seems like the Democrats are like trying to forget about that. Like when you say that, Isaac, if you were on the outside looking in,
it definitely does look like that. At least by the article I read.
Well, okay. The biggest thing is, you hear these Democrats, and I'm going to call them Democrats. It's not like they're a plague or something. Yeah, them damn Democrats.
All the Dems.
All the Dems. It's not all the Dems. It's most of the. It's the Democrat leadership that this all comes into. But you've heard them on the news. You've heard Trump talk about voter fraud, and you've heard them say voter fraud is a myth. Voter fraud doesn't exist. And okay, fine. Let's just imagine for a second the voter fraud doesn't exist, which is hard because 5 million dead people voted in the 2016 election. But hey, let's just say it doesn't exist for a minute. Why would someone like Joe Biden be warning of voter fraud for, let's say, he's been in politics for 40 plus years, but now all of a sudden when he's in the race and he just and the Democrats are willing to do anything to beat Trump, they've thrown that out the window. It's like,
right.
It doesn't exist.
Well, voter fraud doesn't exist. So you might as well not look for it after he, for some reason, wins the upcoming election, even though, no one's, less supporters, and, it was just generally wouldn't make sense for him to win, but he won all of a sudden. But don't look into voter fraud because it doesn't exist. Don't ask his previous self either, because the previous Joe Biden from years past, he just didn't understand that voter fraud didn't exist.
And that's really amazing. That really amazes me though. Like, are they going to be? And we talk about this all the time, but like, are they really going to be that childish to where it's like, oh well, we don't want Trump to win, so we're just gonna, that thing you've been talking about Biden. Well, it doesn't exist. That's what we're running with. Like, yeah, you've been talking. You even collaborated with Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell, but it doesn't exist. That never happened. That was all one big dream.
Clearly, he's okay with just caving to the will of the Democratic Party, because you don't support you don't fight against something for years and years and years while you're in Senate. And then when you're running for president, it's not like your mind is going to change then, unless there's some sort of motivation for that change, unless there's, what I'm trying to say is he wants voter fraud so he can win, so he supports it now. It benefits him now, even though it's something that he understands is wrong. Or there would be no other explanation I could think of for this sudden tonal shift. I don't think he's been enlightened to new realizations of voter fraud not existing in the past couple of years.
No, I mean, and that's what gets me. It's like, what the hell? This is such a double standard. So to say, like, Come on, like, oh yeah, we're gonna do anything, and I think that's very childish, Isaac. Don't you think that the Democrat Party they're sore losers so much that to the point where like they would do anything, they would flip the switch, they would change their rhetoric just to win an election.
I don't think either party side is beneath or above. I don't think they're above voter fraud, either of them. I think they're both just machines of getting their candidate elected. But what stands out to me is that Biden is fine with this shift. Biden's not standing against it. He's not sticking to his word. He's not sticking to his beliefs. He's bending to the whim of the Democratic GOP, which is very alarming because that means you're electing a puppet. You don't want a puppet in office.
And like we've said this, I mean, we even talked about this to the friggin' governor we had on here, like about the political parties. I mean, wouldn't that make so much more sense, Isaac? Just like don't have political parties and just be like, you're running on your policies, because this whole Biden thing, it would make
things more difficult.
It's literally but this right here, this is literally probably the best reason. Because you couldn't change to your party. You couldn't be like, I need the Democrat vote, so I'm going to agree with everything they say, even though I've spent the last 40 years just agreeing with that. You know what I mean? Like, it's the same with the Republicans too. I mean, the Republicans do it all the time. It's like, 1 minute we're against this, and the next minute, I mean, half the time I don't even know what the hell we're supporting. I'm not like a party line Republican where I'm always going to vote Republican, but I just don't see much on the other side anyway. So it's like, what the hell? I think that's how it is with Democrats too. I think the only way we're going to solve this is if we just do away with political parties. Just say, fuck it. People run.
Well, we'd need real changes to our systems before something like that could be possible. At least I feel. I don't think it's very feasible to have everyone all of a sudden be the equivalent of an independent, and you have 16 people running for president. That's just not feasible. That's what the parties help a lot in that they narrow it down to 2. You vote for 2.
But it just doesn't work. It just doesn't work, though, man.
It makes it easier, and that's why we have them. It makes it easier for voters. It makes it more simple to understand. But it's a dangerous thing. That easiness comes with a lot less opportunity and allows for a lot more corruption. So it's a trade-off. And I frankly don't think most people would be willing to put in the time to allow for a system that wasn't political parties. So that is my concern. I think most people are too lazy and they won't want to learn about all the candidates. They're just going to want to vote for what they... Because most people have the ease of it. They don't think about politics too much. They don't... it doesn't worry them. Maybe they'll make an occasional Facebook post that's complaining about whatever side they're opposed to. But voting's very simple. They don't even have to look into it. Oh, I'm a Democrat. I'll just vote for Joe Biden. No, I'm a Republican. I'll just vote for Donald Trump. That's how it is for most people. They don't put thought into it. They don't go against the grain.
And like, there's families, people that I know, especially around here, and you talk to them and they're like, yeah, I've been a Democrat for all my life. I'm just going to vote Democrat. Well, do you agree with what they're doing? I mean, yeah, they're all over the place. It's like they don't have a straight answer. Like, it's always the whatever CBS is saying or whatever, CNN is saying, like, have you seen Trump's tweets? What about it? I mean, I think that's honestly probably one of the best things about him, because it's a direct line to the president. I mean, literally, it's like, rather than going through, 10 different, objectives, like friggin', going, him saying something in a press conference, getting edited down even more until it makes it to the actual news. At that point, it's like, what the hell is the point? They just get pissed off because Trump can actually talk the way he wants, and they have a harder time. Right. They have a harder time, having this false narrative. The media does when Trump's tweeting exactly what he thinks, and anyone can go see it.
Well, I think Trump's tweets are a little on the risky side. He should definitely He should put more thought into his tweets a lot of times before he sends them out.
Listen, Trump is tweeting what everyone in America is thinking.
Gauge.
But listen, Trump is tweeting what everyone is thinking, okay? And you know what? If we as American citizens are too afraid to put someone in power that's thinking the same way we are, then that must say something about our culture. That must say something about our country. If we're too embarrassed to put someone in power that thinks exactly the way we do, because most people think that way, conservative or liberal. I mean, half the shit he says is truth. It's like, he criticizes politicians for being hypocritical. Sure, everyone's hypocritical once in a while. Isaac, can you tell me with a straight face that you've never contradicted yourself?
No.
No, and I can't either. But
I've said a lot of things just kind of off whim, just kind of spewing garbage out of my mouth that I would like to go back on.
But it's not. But it's not an excuse when it happens all the time. But it's not an excuse when it happens all the time. At that point, you become a liar. Like that's really what it comes down to. When you're saying things all the time and then going and doing something else, once in a while I see, you know what, if you make a mistake, we're human. But every goddamn day, like you look at these other politicians and that's what Trump calls out. Sure, I'm sure Trump has contradicted himself many times in the past, but like he doesn't do it so much. Like he's not, in front of the presidential podium making speeches and then a week later saying something totally different. Like with coronavirus, and I know people in the descriptions, in the comments are going to be like, oh my God, what about coronavirus? What about coronavirus? We're finding new things out about COVID all the time. I mean, wouldn't you say that, Isaac? I mean,
sure.
There's always something new about it. I mean, he was promoting this drug. The drug cured a majority of the cases, or at least made it better. And the media picked him apart about that, which is, I mean, whatever, I guess. Fair enough. I mean, not fair enough. I think that was very immature. I don't know. I like his Twitter though. I think it's an important thing. But
I think he should read it before he posts it. I mean, I'm sure he does, but I think he should be more cautious with some of the things he says. I think the content of what he's saying typically is a good thing, but I think the way he says it a lot of times is a little too unpolished for our president sort of deal. But overall, I think it's very positive because it goes against the grain. It's breaking the system. Our system has been too the way it is for too long.
But when us as a nation, we've been like, corruption has gone on way too long. There have been politicians that, once there's only one Trump every, so many decades, and people that actually want to go against the corrupt politicians. And I think at this point, we're so far along with this corruption thing that honestly, the last thing we should worry about is hurting someone's feelings. Like, honestly, at this point, we just need to hit them in the fucking balls with a baseball bat and tell them this is how it is.
People have never been more worried about people's feelings than nowadays with woke culture and cancel culture and.
But I really don't give a shit what Ilhan Omar thinks or AOC thinks when Trump tweets about how fucking retarded they are, because that's the absolute truth. I mean, you listen to what they say, and these are Congress people. These are congresswomen and congressmen. What the hell? Why are they in power? My fucking dog could do a better job than them. I'm just saying.
Well, your dog wouldn't do anything at all, which would be more beneficial to the country.
Yeah, exactly. I bet you my dog would have higher approval ratings. But I don't know. I mean, listen, Trump, I think, is doing a great job, but like this whole Biden thing, honestly, we're straying off topic, Gage. Going off topic. But this is extremely hypocritical for the left. I mean, listen, Biden, and this is a direct message to Biden. I know he definitely won't watch this, but like, Biden, man, I mean, come on. Like, be an adult. If you believe in something, push for that. Don't be a sheep. Don't be like, I want this office position, so I'm going to, do whatever the radicals want. Like, no. And
the reason why you should be running is not that you don't want Trump as president. The reason why you should be running is because you have strong beliefs about problems in our government and strong beliefs about ways to fix it. It should be you see a problem and you want to get into office to fix it, and you're devoted to that. to fixing our country, to making it better. Not, I'm better than the other candidate. That's not why you should be running. That's you're off course. You're off the mentality of how to build a country. That's why he's dangerous. He's not running for his beliefs. He's running because he wants to be the winner of the Democratic Party and stop Trump.
And once he does become the winner of the Democratic Party, I mean, I know we talked about his health last week or the week before, but like, let's be honest here. Let's say, theoretically speaking, the worst case scenario is he gets into office, he get diagnosed with dementia, Alzheimer's, and he gets, taken out of office because he can't, fulfill.
Right. Then his vice president takes over.
Who's going to take, who's going to take over? Radical Harris, like radical Kamala Harris.
Honestly, I wouldn't even be surprised. I wouldn't put it past him to get Biden into office because he stands a chance, and then all of a sudden Biden gets assassinated. I wouldn't put it past him.
I don't think he'd get assassinated. I think that
he gets out of office in some way. That's clearly set up. Well,
I think the Democratic Party knows his health issues, his health problems, and I think that they're pushing this because that is their plan. I'm thinking that. And this is just our theories, but like, I mean, let's be honest here. You see it in his speeches. You see it, you hear it. Why are we putting him in charge? Why is he getting, why is he even a nominee? I mean, at least put someone that's capable of the office if they won. Like, let's be honest here. And I think that's honestly what they're planning on doing. I think what's going to happen is he's going to be in office for maybe a few months. And then if he gets elected, if not 6 months, and then all of a sudden he's going to have deteriorate. Gage can't speak. # cancel Gage. He's going to have health problems, and basically he's going to have to resign or something. And then Kamala is going to take over, who's basically just the most radical Democrat there is. I mean, come on. Like, what are we doing here? This is a screwed up situation. 2020 isn't just a bad year because of COVID. I mean, let's be honest.
Yeah. I mean, I've seen some posts on Facebook that were like, COVID-19 is better than Biden 20.
Well, let's be honest. It is, because like COVID-19, it is what it is. It's only killed 100,000. Well, I say only killed. Don't take that out of context. Yeah, right, Gage thinks
it's not good. If the numbers aren't fudged, which if the numbers aren't fudged, it's bad. It's real bad. It's
right.
People dying is not a good thing.
I agree with you, Isaac.
Which is why you shouldn't vote for the Democratic Party leaders that support things like, these hospitals that are available to treat people and take care of them. No, they're definitely overrun. So we should be taking the COVID-19 people and putting them in the nursing homes with the most vulnerable people. Like, come on. You've got to wonder if they're just trying to kill off the elderly to deal with the Social Security problems of it.
I think I heard that there were like 17 cases in the Madison nursing home. Like,
it recently
what the hell?
It recently had a minor explosion in the state of Maine resulting from a wedding. But it's still such a small number, though. 5,000 cases. I mean, what the hell? Like, let's be honest. 5,000 cases. I mean, that's nothing. That 138 deaths still. Like, it's gone up 45 cases like in the last couple of days. Like, nothing. And there's over 6 million cases in the United States. So that's a drop in the bucket still. Now a word from our sponsor. Hey, I'm Gage from the Midday Mumbles podcast. I strongly believe if you want to start a podcast today for free, you need Anchor.fm. If you haven't heard about Anchor, it's the easiest way to make a podcast. And the best part is, it's completely free. There's creation tools that allow you to record and edit your podcast right from your phone or computer anytime. Anchor will distribute your podcast for you, so it can be heard across all the major platforms: Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and many more epic platforms available for free. Download the free Anchor app or go to Anchor.fm to get started today for free. Again, that's Anchor.fm. One more time, that's ANCHOR.fm. I can't wait to see what you create. WeChat.
What about it?
They're going away. They're going away.
Oh boy.
I'm excited.
Why?
Well, I hate the applications. So I mean that's just because I dislike them. So I'm stoked.
Yeah.
But I think a lot of people are going to be really bummed out. I think a lot of people are going to be upset. And I think it's a dangerous move. I think it's a very dangerous move to ban these applications. TikTok? Yeah, I think a lot of people are going to be upset at Trump for this.
Oh, yeah. You want to see that? So on Facebook, I had saw someone in my friends list had said something like they shared the link saying that TikTok is being banned on Sunday or something. And she had said, fuck Trump or something. Or, yeah, fuck Trump or something. Yeah, it was fuck Trump. And I quoted that. I said, fuck Trump because he's trying to protect your data from the Chinese Communist Party. And like 50 people liked my comment, were like, calling this person a fool. It's like, like, come on, let's be honest here. Like that's why Trump wants to ban TikTok. It's, and they've had ample opportunity to sell to an American company. I mean, the Microsoft deal fell out. It is what it is. Right. It's life. So let's be honest. I mean, we talked about TikTok once before. I don't really care. Isaac doesn't really care. I mean, I did start using the app just a little bit.
I mean, I feel like what's going to happen is it's going to get banned. Everyone's going to forget about it and move on. And they're going to use some other application to post their stupid, silly videos. And everyone's going to forget about TikTok. I mean, look what happened to Vine. Basically, that's what happened to Vine.
It's nothing more than Vine, except this is...
And then I think probably further than that, some other American company's then going to buy it later, after it's already dead, and it will never revive. It will never come back. It's going to be a waste for the company because everyone's going to have moved on to another application, and that's that. And people will forget about it, and TikTok will be as Vine, and there'll be maybe YouTube videos being like, look at all these funny TikToks that are never going to be playing again or something like that. There's those with Vine for the rest of... they're still on YouTube. You can still find the Vine videos.
Well, I know that Oracle has really like pushed to their interest to buy TikTok. But the biggest thing is these companies are asking such a little number because it's almost like they know that TikTok is in a hard spot right now because obviously the TikTok and WeChat apps are worth probably hundreds of billions of dollars. But like with right now, if like, let's say TikTok loses the US market, it's going to like depreciate in value by like probably 50%, if not more, because that's where a majority of the popularity comes from is the United States. So like a company like Microsoft comes in and offers $5 billion for an app worth hundreds of billions of dollars. Is that really a good buy? No. I mean, it's a good buy for Microsoft, but obviously TikTok's gonna say no to that. I mean, it's Isaac. I mean, would you sell a company that was worth hundreds of billions of dollars for $5 billion?
No, not unless I really felt like there was no chance for it to succeed. I think TikTok won't do well if there's no America for its clients. I think. You know what I think is going to happen with it? When Fortnite got banned off of iPhones?
Yep.
Right? And people couldn't download it anymore, but the application still ran. There was tons of iPhones on eBay getting sold for like astronomical prices that had Fortnite downloaded on them. I bet the same thing's going to happen with TikTok. Everyone's going to be trying to sell phones with the TikTok pre-installed on it so that they can make a bunch of money off of it.
Maybe I should sell my phone. My phone has TikTok on it. Isaac, get TikTok on your phone. Yours is a piece of shit phone. Like, come on, man.
Yeah, just sell it.
You have 1 day left. Come on, man, do it.
No, there's no way. There is no way I'm downloading TikTok on my phone.
Even if you could sell it for like $1,000?
Nope, don't even care.
That seems like a bad deal because there's billions of phones with TikTok on it.
Yeah. I don't think they're going to sell for that much more than their value.
It's the same thing with Fortnite.
Right. That's true. Pretty much so many phones had Fortnite pre-installed on them. So and those are selling for a lot of money. But what was my point in saying that? I don't know. But I bet that's what's going to happen. I wonder if they'll shut down the TikTok servers. Like, I wonder if TikTok will no longer be able to work or if people won't be able to download it.
Well, I feel like since I really don't know because like the servers are in are in China, obviously, but like that is a good question.
Could people just
I don't
use
know.
a VPN to still download it and still use it?
Yeah, they could actually.
Right.
That could be so like there could be a lot of workarounds, but like are people actually going to go through with it?
I don't know. I feel like just another app's going to replace it. It's not really going to be a big deal. But what I think stands out is, what is it? Did you say 100 million people in the United States use it? Or did I read that on one of the articles? I think it was like 100 million. I'll try to find it so I can actually
it's got to be more than 100 million people.
Yeah, right here. On the New York Times is Trump administration to ban TikTok and WeChat from U.S. app stores. They said more than 100 million people in the United States use it.
Okay. Use it.
That's a serious chunk of U.S. citizens using TikTok. This is a risky move by Trump. But you know what it shows? You know what it shows that's above Biden? You know how it shows that Trump is above Biden? Is that he's willing to do something that's not popular or doesn't really make much sense because he believes in it and he believes in the United States and he wants the United States to be a secure and safe country for its citizens. So he's willing to do a risky move that he believes in. He's
so
not,
close to election, by the way.
faltering based off of just getting elected. That stands out to me. That shows Trump is a good candidate. That shows he's not corrupt.
Isaac's really trucking on there.
Hands down. It's big. It's big.
It's huge.
Frankly, it's huge.
Right. I don't know. It is unpopular, obviously. And sure, yeah, there's 100 million people that, people that use it. That doesn't mean there's 100 million devices. It's probably much more than that that have it installed. But I mean, the US, think of it like this. It's 100 million individual users' data exposed to the Chinese Communist Party, which is that's a big number. I mean, that's a security of 100 million people.
And the Chinese Communist Party is also not above just stealing American data for whatever their purposes are, even if they're just selling it. And they're
think about
not
this.
above it. They are very corrupt.
Think about this. Imagine there being some politician's, kid that's on the app. And they get in they see the data and they can, go through the phone and stuff. I mean, look, that's such a security breach on not only American citizens, but American government, and I am totally in favor for this because I have no problem with Chinese apps, but they need to be willing to, agree and abide by our terms set by our lawmakers.
Their servers for America should be hosted in America, and they should be following American legal rules. And there should be no transfer of data to the Chinese counterpart of the company. I think then it would be okay, as long as they were abiding by our rules and none of American data was being sent ever to China. Then it's okay. I don't know how much data or what data or if even any data is being sent. So don't take this as me saying that they are doing that, but that would be my point of saying it's okay for TikTok to be an operating company from China, as long as no data could ever get in the hands of the Chinese Communist Party or being sold. They're at least selling data. Most companies sell data, which is awful. I don't think any company should ever be legally allowed to sell user data. I mean, I feel like I feel like I go on my email and I get bunches of spam emails from these companies, and I go and click unsubscribe, right? And then they see, this person unsubscribed. Let's just sell it to 3 other companies for them. Without data though, and this is business gauge popping in. Without data, it could drastically hurt our economy because of the fact that a majority of the internet marketing is done by user-based ads. So without that, companies are going to start losing money. Therefore, the economy is going to drop. Companies could survive before the internet gauge.
Yeah, but there was much
I don't think there's any reason to be tracking, and
it's more efficient nowadays though, because you have a company that wants to get ads for their product served in front of relevant people that are actually going to buy the product, rather than years ago spending millions of dollars to have billboards in cities when, maybe only 2% of the people that saw it were actually going to buy a product. So I think it's more efficient for these companies to have the user-based ads because it's just much easier, honestly, and it's better for the economy.
Easier, and it might be more beneficial to the company, but do you really think it's okay for companies to be able to obtain and sell identifiable information? I mean, I don't know how much is actually personally identifiable, but I'm sure there's a trace you could follow there,
Yeah. I mean, like, I do think it's important because and it does help the economy because you go on Facebook and there are a lot of Americans that'll scroll through Facebook or people from other countries that are shopping from American stores and they see stuff relevant to them and they buy it. Versus years ago where it was like, oh, I see a billboard on the street. Maybe I'll go into, fucking Macy's and buy this, or maybe I'll go into Walmart and pick this up. But like now it's like a call to action and there's so much more growth. There's more money in sales.
So what you're saying is it's good because it encourages impulse buying, which puts more money into the companies.
No, impulse buying is only a small factor in it. Like what I'm saying is you see a relevant ad for something, like there's products that I didn't even know existed, but like I'll see it on Facebook or something.
Sure. I mean, I honestly, yeah, I think, I mean, the actual ability of advertisements to be catered to me and be actually serving me ads I'd be interested in is so terrible. Literally, I was looking at desks because I wanted to buy a desk for my bedroom, and like I Google searched it a couple times, and literally every single ad on like I'll get on a web page and it has maybe 5 of those Google ads, the Google ads, and they're all from the same company, and they're all like $3,000 like super expensive desks because I visited that site once. And I'm like, I'm never gonna buy these. I mean, sure, I was looking at desks, but I'm not gonna buy this $2,400 ebony wood executive desk. Like the ability for ads to actually do targeting.
Wouldn't you rather see an ad that's relevant to you than an ad that's just random? Like, okay, let's be honest. Like,
no,
and I love how,
quite frankly, it's a little creepy.
I don't, because like, I like how like with YouTube TV and Hulu TV, they're actually starting to do user-based ads, which I love because I'd rather see a game trailer than I would a friggin' ad about, fucking, I don't know, women's products or something. Like, honestly, let's be honest.
Sure, I really just don't care though. I don't care about Dove the soap. Ad. I'm not going to pay any attention to the ad anyway, so why would I want them to be collecting my data and giving me the ad?
Isaac, I think it's just a matter of opinion, I guess. So
yeah,
I don't know. I mean, I'm for it. I think a majority, if it was explained to a majority of Americans, I feel like they would be for it as well, because ultimately it just helps the economy.
I don't know. With the amount of think of all the VPN networks that thrive on people's insecurities about their personal data. I don't know if it is the majority age. I think a lot of people are really creeped out by companies collecting data on them and targeting things at them based on their data. I mean, do we really want... I mean, sure, is it right now? Is it Big Brother is always watching and listening to you? No. I mean, most of the things you say and do on the internet, they're probably not going to be visited by an actual person. But, like, still, people are worried about it. It's kind of creepy. I don't necessarily want a lot of my data unless I choose for it to be public. Like I choose for this podcast to be a public thing and people can watch it and people...
Isaac doesn't have a choice. Isaac doesn't have a choice. I have him locked in my basement.
Do I want companies to be collecting data on me? If it's an option, no.
For the most part, though, you can turn that off. When I set up
a new set of windows on a computer, I go into the settings and I turn off every single tracking and sending things to Windows. I turn all of them off because I don't trust their business practices.
But you can turn this off, though.
I don't want my data to be in the hands of them to decide.
But you can turn it off, though. That is an option.
Yeah, you can. You can on Windows, but like website cookies, they're the same thing. Except you really can't turn them off. It's just the website will say, yeah, we use cookies.
I mean,
you cannot use the website. This is the reason why Trump is banning TikTok. to get it back on course. Trump is banning TikTok because TikTok obviously collects user data like everyone else, but they're a Chinese company and they're operating from China and they store their data in Chinese servers. That's why he's banning it, because they can do unsavory things with that data. So is it even good for any companies to be able to do that if a Chinese company can't be trusted? Can we trust American companies more than a Chinese company? I don't think so.
Yeah, I think so.
I don't think so.
To a point.
Most companies are willing to do things that are not strictly legal, I would think. I mean, I don't have anything to back up, but I would think.
The Chinese Communist Party, though, would do more things political than like that. That's why I'm worried about them having it, because like, you know, they can use the data to a lot of things, actually. Like I had said, that made the example with the politician. I mean, blackmail, I mean, all that shit. Like they can do a lot more than American companies. American companies, it's like, I mean, I guess, but like, then they just wouldn't be trusted. Chinese companies don't really give a shit. They're like, you use app or you don't use app. I mean, American companies,
there's literally webcams in China that like there's government spy cams littered through their cities that will take pictures of your license plate if you're speeding, and they'll just like automatically deal with it. There's no people involved. They just watch you all the time, and they collect everything you do. And if you do something that's in America too, following their rules, boom. You're in trouble for it, you know?
Well, I mean, they have street cameras in America too.
Yeah, they have street cams, but that's like in case you shank someone in the street, so they can figure out who did that. And that's a lot of times those are businesses that have those cams.
Done that. They do have speeding cameras too.
I don't like those. I don't support that.
Why?
Do you really like automated speed traps?
I don't know. No, I don't, because to be honest with you, I like to go 80, 90 miles an hour, but
and there's no human discretion in that. You know, what if you're speeding because your pregnant wife needs to be rushed to the hospital right now? You know, most cops, they're going to let you go for that. But a speeding ticket camera is not going to let you go for that. You're going to be getting things in the mail for it.
If you think
the police are going to be visiting your door.
If you think you know Isaac, just wait until you get him in a car going 80, 90 miles an hour, and he's a completely different person.
What do you mean?
You're like, you're gonna kill me,
Gage. That's because you drive terrible. You're
gonna get me killed.
If you're driving that fast, you better be holding it in the lines. But you don't hold it in the lines, Gage.
Yeah, I do.
No, you don't. You drive carelessly.
Shut up,
I don't
Isaac.
care if someone's driving. Well, I mean, I don't support people speeding. I think most people drive way too fast, even though I'm sometimes guilty of driving too fast.
Isaac and his grandma Buick.
I think that's.
But yeah, TikTok
that's probably
bad.
It, though.
TikTok bad.
I don't like TikTok.
Now
I'm fine with Trump getting rid of it. It's not going to change anything, though.
Now, word from our sponsor. Hey, I'm Gage from the Midday Mumbles podcast. I strongly believe if you want to start a podcast today for free, you need Anchor.fm. If you haven't heard about Anchor, it's the easiest way to make a podcast. And the best part is, it's completely free. There's creation tools that allow you to record and edit your podcast right from your phone or computer anytime. Anchor will distribute your podcast for you, so it can be heard across all the major platforms: Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and many more epic platforms available for free. Download the free Anchor app or go to Anchor.fm to get started today for free. Again, that's Anchor.fm. One more time, that's ANCHOR.fm. I can't wait to see what you create. And we're back down at episode 46 of the Midday Mumbles podcast. It's been nice. You guys want to see something? So Isaac graduated, and I sent him a card, and he just you graduated in June?
You're showing him the thank you card that I gave you several months late.
Yeah, you graduated like back in June, and I'm finally getting a thank you card. For the record, I never sent out thank you cards for me, but like mine and Brody's cards are customized. So as you can see, there's like old childhood stickers. You know, as you can, it's not focused, but still, the American flag. Oh, Isaac, you're cool. You know, you're giving me the American stuff.
I tricked that card right out for you, Gage.
This is gonna be in the background of all future episodes. But I just had it on my desk, you know, because it was nice. It was nice of him. I want to say thank you, Isaac, for sending me a thank you card 7 months late.
Yeah. Thank you for thanking me for the thank you card, Gage.
Right. You know, I went through a lot to get Isaac a thank you, not a thank you card. I went through a lot to get Isaac a graduation card. Like, because of COVID, everything was closed. I went to Skowhegan. They made me wear a mask into Walmart. I told them to go fuck themselves, and I walked away. I had to go to Rite Aid, which was closed for maintenance. Isaac, I went through a lot for you. Come on, man.
Why didn't you just go to, like, Family Dollar in Madison? Or, like, Rennie's?
I didn't know those places. I know Rennie's existed, but I don't know.
You don't know Family Dollar in Madison?
I do now, but I didn't at the time.
Okay. Well, okay.
I'm very socially awkward, too. I don't like being out of my comfort zone. So, like, I have a hard time.
Family Dollar is just... It's too risky.
Too risky. I might get recognized. You're the guy from the podcast, aren't you?
Oh, yeah. That always happens.
Isaac likes being recognized. Have you ever been recognized from the podcast, Isaac?
No.
I've been once.
Yeah.
Are you that loud ass on fucking the podcast that's main? I don't know.
Hey, you're the idiot that posts things on Facebook.
Yeah, you're that idiot that posts your podcast on Facebook, aren't you? Yeah, I am. Sue me, bitch. Yeah, like the video if you liked it. Subscribe for more epic content. Yeah, we'll see you guys all in the next one, probably next week or, I don't know. Never.
However, yeah. We'll post more episodes in the future. Subscribe and whatnot. Email us if you want. talkmumbles@gmail.com. That'd be pretty cool.
And don't vote for Joe Biden, okay?
Don't vote for Joe Biden. Please don't. I'm Isaac.
I've engaged.
See you later.
Signing off. Have a good one.